I was just going to speak really slowly, but we'll see how that goes. So just a bit of a briefing about what this is and why we do it. We're a membership-owned organisation. Providing value to the membership is our purpose, and our purpose is at the core of our strategy. In order to fulfill this strategy, we every now and again have to go back to our documents, our governance documents, and make some changes in order for us to be able to deliver on this strategy. So every now and again, we consult the membership on these changes. Sometimes they're very small, just wording changes, and sometimes they're slightly more significant changes. We don't do these quickly or in a light-hearted fashion. We spend a long time speaking internally about if we need to make these changes, if we should be making these changes. We discuss this at senior management level. We then take any proposed changes. Well, we work very closely with Malcolm, who's Director of Legal, to make sure that we're legally okay with the changes and that they will be reflect us in a good way. We then take these changes to the governance committee, which is made up of some of the board of directors. Once the governance committee are happy with the changes, it then goes to the board of directors. And Pete's here representing the board today, if anybody's got any questions on that sort of sequence of events. And once the board have all said they're okay with it, we then send an email to the membership. And then we get to this stage where we are now, which is us physically giving the members the opportunity face-to-face to talk to us about the changes. So this process has been going on for many years, and this is the process we've been through for this change. So what I'm going to do today is just talk you through what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how it affects the documents. So as well, Curtis was talking earlier about the strategy of the company. So we work in 3-year cycles with the strategy, and we're coming up to another strategy cycle, as Curtis was referring to. And it was at least a couple of years ago, we decided to not rebrand, but communicate LINX as an interconnection hub, because we've introduced so many additional services over the years, the closed user groups, co-location, private VLANs, maps, Microsoft peering service, cloud services. So to be seen as just solely peering isn't really the case anymore, because we have lots of different products to offer. This particular MoU change is to allow members who are not necessarily as familiar with peering, and they may not have an AS, this MoU change is to allow those networks to connect to us. And this is because, well, it's referred to even yesterday in the Team Cymru presentation about the different types of networks that are now trying to reach peering exchanges to peer, but also to, for example, buy co-location or buy a cloud product, for example. So this consultation is surrounding that purpose. Though we are seeing demand from this from certain members and partners. However, it's not a huge demand. It's not as if we've got 50 companies in the wings waiting to become members once this change is pushed through. It's just that this change will allow us to open up to more networks, work more collaboratively with different partners, and also to allow members to use what they already have with us to their benefit, to bring value to the existing members who currently have connectivity on the exchange, to use their more flexible ports now to create private VLANs, to create closed user groups. And obviously it will allow us to promote LINX more as an interconnection service, and therefore strengthening our position in the market. We do a lot of market research, and there's a lot of new entrants to the market. There's a lot of competition out there. So in order to stay relevant, I think LINX is nearly 30 years old now. So in order to stay relevant to the market, we can't just keep doing what we've been doing over the years, and we need to make tweaks here and there in order to stay relevant to the market. So this is the wording, the legality side of it. So there's a few changes. The first one is to the very start of the MoU, which I'm sure you all read on a daily basis. Our sales and marketing teams do know the MoU off by heart because we go through it so many times with new members who are joining. And the first part of it is, it used to be that they had to be a recognised legal entity, they had to have an AS, they had to be visible on the global routing table, and they had to use BGP for peering. So we used to have to go through that with every single member to check that they're ticking all these boxes. The proposed change is to slick that right back to, if you want to be a member, you must be a recognised legal entity. So that's the first bit. So it doesn't mean that they don't have to have all the rest of it if they want to peer, but this is just the way that the wording is arranged in the MoU. That's the first change, is that if a company wants to be a member, they just have to be a recognised legal entity, and we need to be able to find them if they're a UK member, for example, on Companies House. So the next change is, well, the original was, in order to achieve operational peering, you need to be connected to at least one of the LINX LANs. You need to be peering with the collector router, and you need to have at least one peering session with another member. Now, that is still the same. We're still going to expect that of members, but only of those members who actually purchase a peering service. So that'll be all the members today will still have to comply with these points in the MoU. But it just means that the wording now means that if you buy a peering service, you have to do this, just to open it up so that not every member has to necessarily peer on a peering LAN if they just want to buy cloud from us, for example. Again, here it's just expanding on that. So it's wording, it's tweaking wording here and there. So the original MoU that said you have to achieve operational peering within 3 months of becoming a member. So we used to chase that up and make sure that everybody was actually peering. That's still the case, but we're just rewording it so that you have to have some sort of service live with us within that time. So it means that now they don't necessarily just have to have peering up and running. As long as they have some service from us up and running within a reasonable time of being a member, then that's fine. This is just to stop people becoming a member and then lingering around and not necessarily connecting anything and just being in that grey area. So this is just to ensure that every member does actually have a live service of some sort connected with us. And the last change, I know it seems like a lot, but as I said, a lot of it is just wording. The general theme is there. The last change is purely just pulling some text out of the main body of the MoU and putting it in the appendix. And this is because some of this text relates to members who specifically have peering services. So we're not removing any text as such, we're just putting it into an appendix so that the information in the main body of the MoU refers to all members, regardless of if they have a peering service or not. So that's the wording change. As I said before, the benefit to the membership of why we're doing this is fundamentally to just open up to more networks to become members in order to increase the value of the membership for all of the members. More members, more networks, hopefully will increase our revenue. We can't keep driving prices down and chasing transit prices without creating new revenue streams, and we're not suggesting that there's going to be any large revenue streams coming along anytime soon that are going to suddenly replace the sheer volume of revenue we have from large ports on LOM1, but we're just giving ourselves a bit more flexibility with what we can sell as products to the membership, and also to give members more value for their money so that they can reach networks that they might not necessarily have been able to reach before over the exchange, and to really solidify our place in the market as an interconnection hub. So finally, if I've spoke slowly enough, so as I said at the beginning, the consultation process with the members started a few weeks ago, and we sent the email to membership, but the consultation process with the rest of SMT and with the board and with the governance committee started many months ago, and we've now got to this stage where we've sent that email to the membership. There's a paper on the website where you can go and see more information about this. We're doing our briefing now today, and then we're open for member comments until the 27th of March. And those comments, then we have that date because we need to have those comments in so that senior management have time to review the comments, and then we take it to the board and the board review the comments, and then we come back in May and actually propose that vote to the membership, and that's when you all get to vote yes or no to these changes. And that's all I've got for today. So are there any questions on this now? You've got myself, you've got Pete, you've got Curtis, we've got Malcolm here. So it's a good opportunity to ask any questions or clarifying points while we're all here.
I do have one question that's come in on Slido. Would those non-ASN members be voting members at LINX?
Yes, yeah. So that's the thing, is that all members are members and they will get a vote. We're not creating a customer segment. We want every member to still be a member, and it's one member, one vote. Yes, so they're still voting members.
Okay. Do we have any more questions for Jen?
No. So
okay.
If there are any questions, we're obviously here all day. You can reach out to any of us on, well, any means really. And there's also, so if you go back to the original email that was sent to membership, you can reply to that and it's got the Consultation's email address in there. So if you want all of the board and all the relevant people to see your comments or concerns or queries or whatever, then you can use that email address and that will go out to more people than just me anyway. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Jen.
Thank you.